Yo, welcome to the third episode of Life After the Badge, following me, Ahmad Henderson, D1 Hen, your credit empowerment coach for the Chicagoland area. As I'm now 207 days left before our retirement, from federal law enforcement to full-time entrepreneurship. Make sure you follow the channel and follow me on this journey where I show you the ups and downs of the transition from W-2 law enforcement to full-time entrepreneurship. It's been a while since I've been on, longer than it's supposed to be. I said probably every two and a half weeks, maybe 3, but it's been almost like a month and some change, beginning in November to be exact. So that's almost 2 months. If you haven't seen episodes 1 or 2, make sure you check it out. Those were also very good episodes where you can kind of see what I'm doing and what the whole situation is about. And it's just basically me going into retirement and trying to make it a smooth transition into entrepreneurship. But November, if you remember in episode 2, I said November we're gonna have a huge year. So that was the goal. We was gonna have a good month, a great month in November. That was the goal. But unfortunately, I got extremely sick. It took a toll on me. I ended up getting sick like November 2nd. I was sick all the way until almost December 3rd, December 4th. I had a vacation to Florida, which is my favorite vacation spot. I went there sick. I don't know if it was COVID or whatever the case may be, but I'm pretty sure that prolonged it too. Going there for 4 or 5 days, already sick, and I didn't rest any there. My son had a tournament out there, so didn't rest and came back and was still sick. Going into December, the plan was to have momentum going into December. Crazy momentum inside the business where we can do some things in December and then come right into 2026 flying high. But as you see in entrepreneurship, and that's what this is about, just letting everyone know, the people who's trying to do it or are currently doing it or just want to follow and see what it's about. That's the thing about entrepreneurship is nothing's promised. And if you don't work, you don't eat. So the times that I was sick, if you don't already know, I'm currently a credit empowerment coach for the Chicagoland area. And I have a credit repair company that's doing great. But that business takes time. So I'm already obviously have my W-2 job while I'm there. Federal law enforcement, that's all day. And then to get off and have to run the credit repair business as well as, different speaking engagements and things like that. It's been extremely tough, almost overwhelming, especially when I got sick. So feels good to be in 2026, a brand new year, a lot of different goals, and I'll go over those briefly too soon. So if you already don't know about me, basketball is huge in our life, with I got 3 boys. I have a daughter too. She just graduated from Western Illinois, but I got 3 boys that play basketball. One is one of the smallest Division I basketball players, a junior. My son's a junior in high school. He's a starting point guard there. And my other son, who's a 13-year-old. So he'll be 14 this month. I'm extremely busy every single day. We got 3 or 4 games a week. If you add that up, by the time I get off from work, I'm coming home, getting dressed, taking care, some business, some stuff in the business, and I'm off to games for the rest of the night. So that's also been tough because now it really ramps up in December and January. So now we beginning of January and it's about to get crazy. And I'll show you my calendar just to let you know kind of how it goes. Well, in the business, let's talk about the business real quick. So my credit repair business is doing good. I got staff that handles the back end as far as doing the disputes and things like that. They do a phenomenal job. My job is to get the client. So that's sales and marketing. That's me. I had a sales team. I cut that because of cutbacks, like we say in the government cutbacks. So that's what it was with me. It was cutbacks. So I'm currently doing the sales. I'm currently doing the marketing. You see me on these videos. Now I started the YouTube channel, doing speaking engagements here and there. So it's crazy right now. Extremely busy, and adding basketball on top of it, as well as trying to be a husband, it gets overwhelming. So, but like I said, it feels good to be in 2026. A lot of different goals that I got. I'm gonna go over a few of them real quick. One is first just to get closer to God, get really closer to God, and my faith in Him, and I know He has great things for me. That's one goal. Second goal, to get in the best shape of my life. When I was in the Marine Corps, I think that was the best shape I've ever been in, and I want to get back to that. Where I was running miles and things like that. I probably can't do that no more. Probably take too much of a toll on my knees, but I just want to get back into extremely great shape. The third goal is to grow the business and get to that 10K a month mark. That's kind of like what the entrepreneur's dream to start off is hit that 10K a month mark. Hopefully we can get there in the next 2 to 3 months. That's the goal for this quarter, to get to that mark and then just keep moving from there. Now, let's talk about that 10K a month. One of my mentors always told me, he said, don't build a business bigger than you can build yourself. So with that number, imagine that number with crazy stress. Me already working in law enforcement, going to work every day, arguing and, sometimes fighting. It's extremely stressful. So then to come home and to have a business that's just as stressful, because I've seen some of my entrepreneur friends who are at that mark or even more, making even more money than that, but they pulling their hair out. They look bad, because that's a stress when you had customer service issues, you had sales issues, you have all these different type of issues, and you working 16, 17 hours a day. To me, that's not something that I want to do. And I don't mind working the 16, 17 hour, having those days. I know some days are going to be like that. That's just how the grind goes. First of all, doing that on a regular basis is crazy. That's not the business that I'm building and that I want to build. Well, I'm away from my family, away from my kids, away from my wife, that's not the business that I want to build. So that's why right now, while I'm at the bottom of the business, I want to build it the way I want to build it. Because what happens sometimes is it can go so fast, your business grows so fast that you weren't even ready for it. And now that's where those issues come in. The money may come in, but it's the other different issues when we're talking about customer service and fulfillment and those type of things. So making it a smooth 10K, and then I can get to the 15K with it being smooth, then to the 20K and making it smooth. So that's how I want to do it. That's my goal on that aspect. And and probably one of the last goals is just raise my kids the way I want them. Obviously, my daughter's 24, so she grown. My son 21, he grown. My son's 17. And 13. So they already up there, but I can still kind of help them get to where they want to go, or just help them realize where they want to go. They make it hard sometimes because they think they know a lot. They think they know everything, but they good kids, but I want to make sure I'm in their life. And also my beautiful wife, make sure I'm there with her and just, have a beautiful family situation. And that's where my 5 pillars come from. I got this from Jamal King, also one of my mentors. And my 5 pillars, real quick, first is faith. My faith in God, making sure he's number one in my life. Second is family. And that's why I just talked about that with my wife and my kids. Mom. Third is finance. My finances, that's where the money comes in. That's where the business. That's why we talk about, what I'm doing when I retirement, making sure all that's good, as well as going into the business, making sure those finances are good too. Fitness, making sure I'm in shape. So that's what we talked about, being in the best shape of my life. You can have all the money in the world, family could be good, and then you have a heart attack because you weren't taking care of yourself, wasn't eating right and things like that. So, and last is freedom. And that's what I'm building towards in 207 days, leaving, the law enforcement job and to getting into freedom and kind of building a life, my days the way I want it. That's what my life is built on, those 5 pillars. I think this is going to be a crazy, crazy successful year. I almost know it is. That's the funny part. I almost know it is, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of commitment. It's going to take a lot of discipline, things like that. And one of the things that I know I had to do, and I've started already, is just get really disciplined on my calendar as well as my planner. Just plan it every day out from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, and not having any blanks within that. Always having something going on, always doing something to get to the goals, or even if it's just relaxing with my wife or with my kids or things like that, but just having it on the planner, because if you don't plan it, then most of the time it won't happen. As well as my calendar for my year. My next 4 months is already set. already. I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna do a 6 months, 7 months. I'm kind of booked my whole month. I know my whole year, kind of knowing what I'm doing. But I kind of got it monthly, and I'll show it to you here. It's a planner that I just got. It's called the 2026 Big Ass Planner. And you just see it real quick, like the marks on there. Those are games, those are events, those are, you see, that's every single day. It's almost some holes, but that just haven't got booked yet. I'm pretty sure it will be. But that's how strategic I plan on being this year. But it's going to be a great year. 207 days before I'm done. So I'll end the episode right here. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. I'm staying consistent. Remember that word, consistent. I'm staying consistent, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Let y'all know what I'm doing, what I got going on. So thank y'all. Reach out to me if your credit's not looking too good, or your family's credit. Reach out to me, D1 Hen on Instagram. You see me here on YouTube, or go to d1creditrepair.com. Let's go.